So this deals with levy and collection of duty on import of goods into India, and number two, export of goods from India. Now see the relevance. What is the meaning of goods? Tell me quickly, what is the meaning of goods? Defined under section 2, subsection 22. There are 5 clauses. Which are those clauses? Quickly.
Specific.
Number 1, vehicle, vessel, aircraft. Number 2,
stores.
package. Number 3, stores. Number 4,
Currency and
number 5, any
other kind of mobile.
Right. Then we talked about what is the meaning of the word India. Section 2, subsection 27. India includes Indian territorial waters. So I defined that separately. For the purpose of levy and collection up to this is the territorial water, but for other purposes, India extends up to 200 nautical miles. Right. What is the meaning of the word import? Import means bringing the goods from outside India to India, and that is the process. Processes, goods are originating from a place outside India. Then as long as goods are outside the Indian territorial water, this act is not applicable for the purpose of levy and collection. The provisions of levy and collection become applicable, or you can say import begins only when the goods enter into Indian territorial waters. It continues until goods are under the control of custom authorities, and it is complete only when the goods are allowed to be removed from custom area on applicable duty being paid and out of custom order being passed. Export. What is export? So export begins for the purpose of customs check when the goods are brought to the place of export, and export documents are filed, that shipping bill is filed, or bill of export is filed. Then export continues as long as goods are within the Indian territorial waters, and for the purpose of customs it is complete when the goods have crossed Indian territorial waters with the object of being delivered abroad. And for every purpose it is complete when the goods have crossed 200 nautical miles for the purpose of being delivered abroad. Exceptions we have already talked about. Right. So now what is left is levy. So provisions regarding levy of duty are contained under section 12 of the Act. As far as levy is concerned, provisions are under section 12 of the Act, and section 12 has to be read along with section 25 because that is power to grant exemption. So directly I'm taking you to section 12. We'll come back to the other provisions when it is required. So this is here. Section 12. This says, except as otherwise provided in the Act or any other law for the time being enforced, duties of custom shall be levied at such rates as may be specified in the Custom Tariff Act or any other law for the time being enforced on the goods imported into or exported from India. So all rates of duty, whether imported duty or exported duty, rates are given under the Indian Custom Tariff Act. And this act is, the section 12 is saying that unless there is an exemption, unless there is some exemption, except as otherwise provided. So otherwise provided means what? Unless there is an exemption, either under this act or under any other law for the time being enforced, because exemption can be granted under the this import-export policy also. So exemption may be there under this law, or exemption may be there under any other law. So subject to any exemption, this says duty shall be levied at such rates and may be specified in the tariff act or the other law for that on goods. It is not saying which goods, all the goods which are imported into or exported from India. And then says provisions of subsection 1 shall apply in respect of all goods belonging to government as they apply in respect to the goods not belonging to government. Why subsection 2 is given? Think of it. Why subsection 2 has been given?
Exemption to the government. Exception to the government goods.
No, that is saying that equally duty is payable. This is subsection 1 shall apply in respect of all goods belonging to government as they apply in respect of goods not belonging to government. So no exemption to government.
Okay.
Right. Otherwise, a doubt can arise that who's paying duty and to whom duty is being paid. Goods are being imported by government, right? And duties are also payable to the government. So government is paying duty to the government. Is it logical or it is illogical? Think of it. What will happen if it is said here that when the goods are imported by the government, no duty is applicable? What will happen? A clear imbalance in imports by government and imports by another person. Isn't it? Government importing, no duty. Any other person importing, pay the duty. A big difference will be created. So subsection 2 is only a clarification. It is not subsection 2. It is only a kind of clarification that even if goods belong to government, even if the import or export is by the government, duties are equally applicable. No change, right? So now let's see what is here. Section 12. This is about levy. What it says, unless exempted under this act or under any other law. So exemption need not be under this act only. I have already given you example that exemptions can be allowed under the import-export policy also. So where, if there is any exemption that is applicable, so exemption can be under this act, exemption can be under any other law. Duty shall be levied on import of goods into India or export from India. And this is at the rate prescribed under the Custom Tariff Act. This is subsection 1. Right? What is that? Unless exempted under this act or under any other law, duty shall be levied on the goods imported into India or to be exported from India at the rate given under the Custom Tariff Act. Right? I will add something more. Rate for the purpose of rate of duty provisions are contained under section 15 and 16. This is a rate given under the Custom Tariff Act, but as on which date? Today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, next month, next to next month, as on which date? So that answer will be given under section 15 and 16. Effective rate, as on which date? Answer lies under section 15 and 16. So section 12 says, unless exempted under this act or under any other law, the duty shall be levied on all the goods imported into India or to be exported from India at the rates given under the Custom Tariff Act. Then comes these provisions are equally applicable for import or export of goods by government. This is section 12, the main section. If you remove section 12, Custom Act is no more valid. So levy is under section 12, and if you remove this, what more is left in the Customs Act? Nothing will be left. Most important section, right? Not for the purpose of exam, but otherwise, without section 12, there is nothing in the Customs Act. Is this section clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, when we say unless exempted, exemptions can be allowed by central government under section 25. So now, section 25. This is power to grant exemptions We'll go to section 25. Prima facie, it looks a long section, but it is a very small thing. And you've already gone through GST, many things will be known to you. So this says, if the central government is satisfied that it is necessary in public interest to do so, it may by notification in the official gazette exempt generally, either wholly or subject to such condition to be fulfilled before or after the clearance as may be specified in the notification of any specific description from the whole or any part of the duty, custom duty leviable thereon. If the central government is satisfied that it is necessary in the public interest so to do, it may by special order. Right? Now, what is the difference in subsection 1 and 2? This is by way of notification and this is by special order. That is the difference. And actually, these are two sections only, which are subsection, which are only important. Rest all you can read or don't read, doesn't make a difference. Subsection 2A, this is central government if it is considers necessary or expedient to do for the purpose of clarifying the scope or applicability. So this is talking about adding a clarification in the notification or the order already issued under subsection 1 or under subsection 2. So this I'm going to explain you. Then subsection 3 says an exemption under subsection 1 or 2 in respect of the goods from any part of the duty custom leviable thereon, the duty of custom leviable thereon being hereafter referred as a statutory duty, may be granted by providing for levy of duty in the goods at a rate expressed in the form of different modes. So this is not relevant for you. General exemption subsection 6. If the amount of duty is less than rupees 100, don't collect the duty. So who's going to assess that? Subsection 7 not relevant, subsection 8 not relevant. Right? So just I'll explain you what is here. So power to grant exemption. Now this exemption, power exercisable by the central government. And exemptions, these may be absolute or conditional. What is the meaning of absolute exemption? General exemption to everybody. Conditional exemption, fulfill the condition, then exemption is available. And if you don't fulfill the condition, exemption is not available. Then exemption can be partial or this can be full. Right? So two types of exemptions, conditional, unconditional, and partial as well as full. That is the absolute right of the government of what kind of exemption it is intending to allow. Accordingly, there will be exemptions. Okay. Now these exemptions can be by notification, or this can be
by special order.
By an order. Now, whatever is issued by way of notification, that is equally applicable to every eligible person. So eligible means by chance if it is conditional, then there is eligibility, otherwise it is applicable to all. Right? In this case, order is given for a specific purpose or a specific person. Here we'll write only specific applicability. Right? Notification, that is the major difference between the two. This is automatically applicable to all if the person is eligible as per the notification. In this case, even if I am eligible as per the order, but order is not for me, it is for somebody else, it is not available to me. In both the cases, what is common is public interest. So whether notification or order, this thing has to be there. Some public interest must be served by grant of exemption. If there is no benefit is given to public, no exemption. And then from which date notification is effective, unless a date is specified therein. Unless a date is specified from which date it is effective, from the date on which this notification or order is issued. Right. Then one more point that will be the last point here, and for that I need to clear. The central government can add a clarification in the notification or order within 1 year since issue of order or notification. What is being done by the government? It is not an amendment of the original notification or order. It is only adding, and that is the clarification. It is not an amendment. Government can amend the notification or order by another notification or order, not by this way. This is only addition of a clarification. And last point, any such clarification will have effect, will have rather retrospective effect. Any such clarification which is added within 1 year after the issue of notification or order, that will have a retrospective effect. How much retrospective it will be? As if it was a part of original order or notification.
Super, sir.
Noted?
Noted, sir.
So this is just the introduction of the Customs Act. Detailed things will start from tomorrow.
Okay, sir.
But first lecture is the crucial. If somebody has missed this, lots of things will not be understood. Right? This is a very, very crucial lecture as of today. So I hope everything is clear.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Everything noted.
Yes, sir.
Right? Now, immediately after the end of class, spend 15 minutes and read everything now only. Don't leave it for later. Don't leave it for tomorrow. 10 minutes, maximum 15 minutes. Whatever we have done in last 2 hours, that can be very well finished within 15 minutes. Read everything. If you have a query, write to me immediately. If not, presume that it is very clear, then we'll meet tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Till then, have a very good time.
Thank you, sir.
Good night, sir.